So hello everyone, welcome to Algeria chapter, Omdena Algeria chapter. So as you already know, it is about Green Algeria. So at this chapter, Algeria local chapter, we will work together during this second part to tackle a very important challenge. Um, it is important in the side of sustainability and environment, and it is really important not only for Africa but also for um, all the world. Okay, so we have, as the majority of you already know, so we have partners. So this project was proposed by the University of Ain Timoushen at Algeria, and also we are partnering with AI Club from VIT Bhopal University from India. So to start talking about this challenge, actually we had the first part of this challenge. The first part was about learning more than tackling the challenge itself. So it was about having some series and workshops um, for learning or to learn the basics of AI. So we had introductory level sessions, and also we went deeper and deeper in deep learning, in machine learning, and also in reinforcement learning. So for the new one, the ones who join us today for this second part, you can always watch the previous sessions and workshops at our YouTube channel. Okay, so we already shared the link on resources channel at Slack. Okay, if you have any query about that, any questions, please post them on Slack, or just tell me here, and I would be more than happy to respond. Okay, so today we will talk about the background of this project. So actually, agriculture is very important in the whole world, and and it is equally or more important in Algeria. I mean, it is related to our culture. We had in the past a very good relationship between the human being and the nature, and we had always this culture which is very related to nature. We prefer have uh, natural ingredients in our tables every day. So that is why agriculture has a big potential in Algeria, and I guess also in India, because as I already know from all my interactions with Indian people and so on, I know that we do share uh, many points in our culture and our I mean our mindset also. Okay, so as you know, this challenge aims to improve the agriculture field in Algeria, and so in the whole world. Yes, so I have a question about the updating of the link. Yes, sure, we will try to update it. Okay, so let's start by talking about Algeria. So Algeria, it is located in the North Africa. Algeria, actually, it is now the biggest country in Algeria. So it has a large land set in Africa. Despite this very big land, I mean, only 3% of this land is cultivated. Why? Because actually in geographical Algeria, I will show you. It is, I mean, only the north, which is here mentioned in green, it is cultivated. We have decreasing in percentage of cultivation inside and going to the southern of the country. Why? Because of the nature. Uh, because here we have the big Sahara in the south of the country. So it is really clear that the Sahara nature is very hard. It is characterized by high levels of temperature, which is really difficult to manage and to make growing plants and vegetables and so on. This is why only 3% of the land of Algeria is cultivated, but there is really very intense work to increase cultivation in Algeria, and we will see how it is going right now and what are the future perspective of this field. So as we told you, so there is three main parts or regions in Algeria. I mean, according its cultivation or the weathers or the climate groups. So we have this very Mediterranean climate at the north of Algeria, which is, I mean, a very, it is rainy. It had I mean, a good temperature for agriculture. That that's why there is very good potential of cultivation here. So there is also this part which is inside the country, which is characterized by mountains and also it is like very continent parts of the country. And there is the biggest part, which is Sahara, which is very hot and very, I mean, strong climate here in Algeria. Although all those parts, I mean, 3% of Algeria is still big. When we say only 3% of its large of its land, it is cultivated, but it is really very important compared with other countries. I mean, it may be even biggest than other countries, this 3%. That is why agriculture is very diverse in Algeria, especially in the north, where we have a big diversity in products and in crop cultivations. So going inside, there is a big potential of agriculture inside the country in the continental part, where there is mountains and so on. And there is also a big potential in the south of the country. As you see right now, there is a big work done in the south of Algeria to improve uh, the agriculture or agricultural field because of the presence of big resources of underwater energy. I mean, we have a very good resources in terms of water, which make the Sahara of Algeria, it can be adaptable. We can find solutions to grow plants there and to improve agriculture in our south of the country. Uh, One of the most strategies to be able to grow plants in the south of Algeria is the greenhouses. So as you may know that the greenhouse is a kind of a protected cultivation. So it is kind of a covered place covered with plastic or glass, and it is like covered to protect the crops from the outside affection. I mean, outside factors like climate, temperature, humidity, and so on. So greenhouses are one of the most used strategies nowadays in Algeria, and especially in the south of Algeria. You can see here. Also, it is used in the north of Algeria because of the need to manage also the levels of the humidity. Because at the north of the country, we have another problem which is related to the humidity. It is Mediterranean climate, which is very connected to the sea, and we have high levels of humidity. So this is another side which need also protected cultivation or the use of greenhouses in cultivation. So here I share with you a link. So this link have, I mean, it show a report. So I hope you can see the report right now. So this report, yes, this report is very important example that we can use during our challenge. It is a report from Wageningen University from the Netherlands. So it is about cultivation in Algeria, and you will find here numbers related to this field, um, strategies, types of greenhouses, cultivations in Algeria, and also places where it is really very frequent used. As example here, they mention Algiers and Biskra as two examples. So Algiers is actually located in the very north of Africa, of Algeria. So again share. I will again share the presentation just to show you the location of Algiers. So here is it, Algiers. And for Biskra, you can find it here. Actually, it is like uh, the window to the Sahara. It is at the very beginning of the Sahara. So here we can find Biskra, and here it is Algiers. So this report is actually a very good resource to compare the two places according to the use of greenhouses and protection cultivation. Okay. So the main problems, I mean, greenhouses are one of the used solutions, but they still have some limitations and some problems. One of the biggest problem is also, and it is always related to the climate factors. I mean, temperature, humidity, and even light, sunshine, and so on. So it is uh, the the diversity in climate and the variance in climate, which can be a big obstacle in growing some kind of vegetables and some kinds of plants inside the greenhouse. Also, the greenhouse can always be affected by diseases and pests. I mean, plants inside the greenhouse are always subject of diseases appearance and also of pests appearance, which can affect the production and the quality uh, the products or the vegetables and fruits which are grown inside the greenhouse. There is also another problem which is related to the management of the greenhouse. as you can see here, so it is a sophisticated system which need very big efforts in controlling and managing crops, harvesting, and so on. So actually, it is a hard task for farmers to manage all the things, to see or to detect problems in the first appearance. I mean, whenever there is a problem, they can intervene. So this is which is difficult. Uh, Farmers always need something um, to help them in managing greenhouses more effectively, something which can be more automated to detect problems um, at the first time or at the first instance, and make decision, and also notify them and direct them to the right decisions and to the right operations to be done. So it is really a hard task for farmers to do all the things manually and be as productive as they can. So all those factors affect uh, in the majority of time the level of production. So they affect the quantity and also the quality of crops and products which are grown inside the greenhouses. So our goals at Omdena Algeria Chapter. So the main goal, it is about building an intelligent control system for greenhouses. So this is for our first challenge. It has already the first part, and now we have the second part. But we will also have other challenges in agricultural field and also other fields. So the main important and the main goal of our community at Omdena Algeria Chapter is to build a strong data science and artificial intelligence learning community. So instead of just tackling the challenge, um, we will try to help everyone engaged in those challenges to gain more and more skills. So when we talk about skills, it is not always technical skills. I mean, there is artificial intelligence, machine learning, reinforcement learning skills, and so on. And there is also soft skills. They will have the ability to interact with different people. They will have the mindset of collaborating with new peoples, to be inclusive, to accept diversity, and also to be able to present, to talk with more freedom, and also just to work in a safe and a free environment where we all can share our ideas and work on the same goals and learn in the path to into the school. So this is the main and the very, very important goal or objective of our chapter. So, talking about this main challenge, it is about building an intelligent control system. So it is about smart agriculture or agri-tech field. So we will try to embed it or to mix IoT sensors with artificial intelligence methods and technologies to find solutions which are not only automated but also can detect and decide the most adequate um, operations or the most adequate decisions to manage the greenhouse effectively and to help the farmer. Also, we will try to work on real-time concepts because we need to detect problems whenever it occurs. We don't need to have delays to not have big damages in productions or in crops. So we will try to keep in our minds the real-time notion and the notifications. That is why we will try to deploy the developed intelligent models here into web or mobile applications according to our capacities, our skills, and also according to the problem and the methodology used during our challenge. So this may be a subject of change, but we will try to discuss those points and to decide uh, together which is the best approach and the best decision to have. Okay, so all this will reduce the main problems that are known by the greenhouse cultivation, which are pests, diseases, and outside factors, and so on, which will mainly improve the quality and the quantity of crop production and have a more level or improve the level of food security, not only in Algeria but also worldwide, because we will try to publish our solutions to make it available to our communities. We have together. I started counting the nationalities that we have in our chapter, and I have been really surprised and also happy at the same time. We have more than 23 nationality, uh, which is really something very important and very big, and which make me very happy and delighted to have you all to join our forces to have a real world solution that may improve agriculture in our communities and may improve our quality of life in consequence. So the timeline, talking about the project itself, so it will be during 6 weeks. The first week will be about searching the data sets, searching about the problem, and so on. The second week will be about the collection, then the gathering and the cleaning of the data set, along with the third week. The third week will also be more data-oriented task where we will work on the pre-processing, the labeling of the data set, and the splitting into train and test, and start working on the data set, the data set itself. And then the fourth week, we will work on the model itself. We will decide here the most approach according to the past studies and past proof of concepts and so on. And we will try to decide the best approach to go with and the best models or agriculture to use, and we will build our best model. Okay, and during the fifth week, we will try to start deploying our model or models, depending on our work during the challenge, and we will try to make some useful solutions like mobile application or web application. Okay, and during the sixth week, we will visualize, we will try to make conclusions of all the challenge. What are what was the problems during what were the problems during the challenge, and what are the perspective for the future. And we can also work on some kind of applications in online articles, or also in the Omdena newsletter, and so on. So this is the timeline, and it is not really fixed. We can work together through it, and everybody can be engaged and can propose new things, new approaches, and we can actually decide it together with very open mindset to have the possibility to work together on the same goal. Okay. So for the workflow, as you already know, so there is Slack, which is the main workspace to collaborate. We will try to exchange resources there. We will try to ask questions and response on each other. We will also try to share links to our meetings and to organize the whole challenge and make discussions in the platform of Slack. And then we have GitHub, which is the main platform to share the code and so on. So for the workflow, actually, we will try every week, at the beginning of every week, we will try to decide the lead and the co-lead, which will lead the task itself. I mean, when we will start week one, like this week, we will try to make some research around the subject itself, some research around the data sets and the related works and so on. So we will need to decide on the lead for this task and also the co-lead. So for the lead, so he may be someone with good experience in AI and in data science in general. So we prefer some experienced people here. And then we have the co-lead. He is someone who can be, beginner. We are always encouraged beginners to be co-leads because it will be the most effective way to learn. It is about learning by doing. You will force yourself to do, and you will try to work, and so on. So actually, during each task, we will try to start a channel in Slack according to the task. Okay, and then we will try to start a poll where people can volunteer to be lead. Okay, and we will select the lead and the co-lead. Okay, basing on your volunteering willingness. Okay, and then we will start working on the main task. So for the work, we will try to have 2 meetings each week, which mean 2 meetings each task. Okay, so what we will do, for example, so we will decide together the time for those 2 weeks. Sorry, for those 2 meetings. Okay, but first of all, we will try to have meeting something like Sunday, and then the second one can be on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on our votes. Okay, so Sunday, it is about starting the task. We will talk about what will be the task. We will elaborate more about the task itself, discuss the task, and make it clear what we will work on. And then everybody can be engaged in working in this task. Okay. Also, we will try to select the lead and the co-lead for this task, and everybody will start working and sharing on Slack and so on. Okay. What will do the lead and the co-lead? They will work together to collect the works of our collaborators and participants. They will work on collecting everything, trying to fix everything and make conclusions and so on, and work together on the main presentation to be presented during the next meeting, which will be on something like Wednesday or Thursday. During this meeting, it is a kind of middle task meeting. So here we will make conclusions on everyone's collaboration, what we have found on the internet, or what we have found as resources, what are the conclusions to be made, what are the approaches to be executed next, and so on. And we will decide the best approach or the data set. For example, when it is about a task about a data set, so we will decide it on Wednesday, and we will start working with it. Okay, so the work with it will take part from Wednesday into the next meeting, which will be on Sunday. So for Sunday, it is another meeting which will be composed of two sub-meetings. The first, it is about concluding the task, having the final conclusions, the final results of the task, and deciding the next task, or elaborating more about the next task, okay, and so on. So the first Sunday, it will be about presenting results of the previous task and starting the next task. And then Wednesday or Thursday will be about gathering all the data and deciding the best approach to go with. Okay, so this is how we will try to proceed. Okay, so actually, this was my presentation for our challenge, and I will try just to disconnect right now because we have less than 1 minute, and then I invite you all to reconnect on the same link, please. Okay? Is it okay, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.